everyone, and welcome to this very special session today, all about our MA Honours Global Sustainable Development Programme, based here at the University of Glasgow's School of Social and Environmental Sustainability. My name is Amy, I'm part of the team here at our Dumfries Campus, and I'm delighted today to be joined by Alistair, who's our subject lead and head of our programme here. I've also got Nomaka here, who is our lecturer on our programme. Hi, Nomaka. And I've also got Yayan with us here today, who is a current student in first year on this wonderful programme. You're going to be hearing from all these people and much more all about our programme. And we're so excited to answer your questions as well. If you have any questions, please do send them in. Use the comment section and we will get those answers to you as soon as we possibly can. So for now, I think we're going to dive straight in. We're going to hear from Alistair and Nomaka all about this wonderful programme. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves and I'll let you take it away. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amy. My name is Dr. Alistair Hunter. I'm the Head of Subject for Sustainable Development, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Dr. Wamaka Okeke-Ogbuafor, who's a lecturer in Global Sustainable Development, and we're here to really just talk you through this exciting programme. So just to kick off, we are based at the University of Glasgow's Dumfries Campus. So that is in the southwest of Scotland, approximately 75 miles south of Glasgow in beautiful rolling countryside. Sustainability is at the heart of everything we do. We are the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability, and that encompasses our teaching, our learning, and our research. We are one of the core hubs of activity for sustainability in the University of Glasgow, and sustainability is something which the university takes very seriously and indeed is recognised internationally for its impact. To the extent that actually University of Glasgow is ranked in the top 20 universities in the world for sustainability according to the Times Higher Education Impact Awards. Because of that international recognition that we have, we are able to attract both faculty and students from across the UK and also internationally. So it's thanks to that reputation that we have that we bring these different nationalities together, and that's encapsulated in the faculty and the team, which Dr. Okeke-Ogbuafor will talk you through in a short moment. We use the surrounding environment of Dumfries and the wider region of Dumfries and Galloway as a living laboratory for our teaching and research. So that encompasses field trips, it encompasses field work either on our campus or further afield in the region. The Dumfries and Galloway region is really an excellent location to be studying sustainable development. I think an important message from the programme generally is sustainable development is not just an issue for the rest of the world. It starts locally, and we start locally as well. One of the key features of learning and teaching at our Dumfries campus is the smaller class sizes. That for us is an asset. It's something really valuable. It basically allows us as educators to get to know our students very quickly. I think for students, it makes that settling in process that much easier. You're able to get to know your fellow students more quickly. You're able to get to know your lecturers and faculty more quickly. It's not so difficult or nerve-wracking to stick up your hand when it's a class of 15 or 20, compared with, if you're in a big city campus where in your first year you might be in a lecture theatre with 200 students. It's much more difficult to raise a hand and ask a question in that kind of situation. So for us, these smaller class sizes help to not only with that kind of settling in process and socializing, but also with your learning as well. So we really appreciate that opportunity that we have. As I've kind of indicated, just from what I've said there, it is a close-knit community, and you will find yourselves making friends very quickly with students on other degree programs. and potentially students in other years as well. So again, the smaller class sizes, a smaller campus, a smaller school, all aids that process. Just in terms of Dumfries itself a little bit, it's a mid-sized town, let's say, in the south of Scotland. Approximately 40,000 people live here. Um, the campus itself is situated on the edge of the town. We have a beautiful views overlooking the town and across the River Nith to the Criffel range of hills. So we have a really spectacular setting, very beautiful rolling countryside. You have accommodation options either in the town itself or closer to the campus, according to your wishes. I think there are pros and cons for both. In terms of the facilities on campus that you have, so we have a dedicated student hub for undergraduate students. We also have a dedicated postgraduate hub, and also a hub for research students. There are free gym and sports facilities on the campus, and I know some of our students make use of those and really appreciate them. And perhaps Yayan, our student ambassador, will speak to that as well. In terms of the study resources and facilities that you have, we have lots of different study areas and study spaces, some big, some smaller, and that allows you to experiment and see which kinds of space suit you best, where you feel you work best in. We have also a library, which is shared with a number of other educational institutions on the campus, which you're able to access. And again, there are excellent study spaces there. Um, and in a sense, you're able to benefit from the best of both worlds because you have the library on campus, but you're also able to access the library facilities in Glasgow, and we're able to get uh, books if you need them sent down rapidly from the Glasgow campus. So you're able to enjoy access to two libraries, not just one library. So that's definitely a plus. We have a student union dedicated to the Dumfries campus for the University of Glasgow here, and that's a fairly new initiative, and that's something which the students themselves have asked for and have built up themselves. So that's fantastic to have that student engagement there. And generally, Dumfries is pretty well linked transport-wise to the rest of the UK, and yeah, so it is as I say, a more rural area, but you're able quickly to get to some of the bigger cities of the UK, both in the north of England and Glasgow and Edinburgh in Scotland as well. Okay, so within the school itself, we have four main subject areas. These are environment, environmental science, sustainable development, education, and a number of postgraduate programs in tourism. I'm going to be focusing in on sustainable development. That's the subject that I'm responsible for, and specifically this new undergraduate degree program, the MA in Global Sustainable Development. So this is now, we have, as Amy mentioned at the start, we have our first cohort of students who just started in September. It is a new program. We're very excited about it. With this program, um, I guess as offer holders, you're probably already aware of the general topic of sustainable development and why it's important. Otherwise, you wouldn't have applied for the degree, I guess. So I'm not going to waste your time going into why sustainability matters. Instead, today, what I want to do is go into a bit more detail about the courses that you'll take and give you a flavour of what you'll study and how you will learn with us. So how you will gain that varied skill set to show employers what you're capable of, and what employers are looking for, and how you will achieve your ambitions and your potential. So graduates like your future selves with a degree in global sustainable development are going to be in demand from a wide range of employers, and I'll talk about that in a future slide. Here on the slide in front of you is a quote from the Financial Times World of Work report, which was published recently, and it gets to the heart of what employers are looking for. So as it says, Students need to show that they can connect the dots between different subject areas, between business and society, between present and future, between the needs of people and planetary boundaries, and between rich data and human experience. Employers are increasingly looking for candidates with a broad range of skills who can help their organizations meet the needs and meet the demands of a greener future. And we've designed this Global Sustainable Development degree precisely with these employer demands at the forefront of our mind. So in this degree, we will equip you with a holistic understanding of sustainability issues. So you'll be able to appreciate the interrelated nature of economic, environmental, and social systems when addressing these complex sustainable development challenges. And we also want you to be able to work across different disciplinary boundaries, across different sectors of the economy, as it indicates in that quote there on the slide. You know, being able to work across these different boundaries, I think it will be really important as we address these very complex sustainability challenges in the future. Today, we're going to focus in on three key areas. First of all, we're going to introduce you to the team and the cutting edge research which we do. And this is what my colleague Wamaka will focus on in the next slide. Wamaka will then zoom into some of the courses that you will be taking specifically in the first year of the degree, where you'll begin to develop that holistic understanding and start to become comfortable both with the social science, but also the environmental science. So you're able to not only talk the talk, but also walk the walk and work across those different disciplinary boundaries. And finally, we'll explore some of the different career paths that the Global Sustainable Development degree opens up for you, and how specifically our placement and research opportunities can help develop a career specialism and help you to stand out from the crowd. So I'll hand over to Wamaka to first of all introduce us to the team.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Global sustainable development is about solving real life problems. Sustainable development challenges are real life problems, and they're cut across. It's not just in one area, it's not just in the global south, it cuts across regions. And so, our approach to this, is interdisciplinary. It's about looking at how the social intersects with the economic and the environment. And so I would take climate change, for example. Climate change started, or we thought it started as a social problem. But then in the last COPs and in the previous community of parties, meeting, you find out that it's even more of a political than an environmental problem. The point is that most sustainable development issues are very wicked problems. It's really very difficult to say it started here, because if climate change is just an environmental problem, we can fix it. But then you find out that there are social people don't believe in climate change, cultures don't believe in climate change. Some cultures we say it's about God, it's about religion. And so what we see now is the politics of climate change, where some groups want to colonize the atmosphere and the other group want to be paid for others to colonize the atmosphere. And so for this reason, our team is a major investment from the university. We have people or colleagues with expertise in anthropology that gets to the root of this problem. But how is it not possible for us to understand how to integrate indigenous and scientific knowledge? Because then in the fisheries sector where I work, you find local communities holding on very, very strongly to what they believe, the knowledge that has been passed through generation, and then science comes with another different knowledge. So we have Dr. Naomi Richard, we also have Maria, we also have expertise and colleagues with expertise, Alista, in politics. What is it about the politics of sustainable development? Myself, from a development studies background with expertise in development studies of the global south. I will talk to you and teach you the connection between problems happening or issues around the global north, how it comes or filters into the global south. We have expertise, Dr. Sawa, in environmental science. He would talk to us about the science of these problems. We have expertise in economic development. So it's a very, very rich team. And aside from being an interdisciplinary team, students learn from lecturers from different parts of the world, and they have a balanced worldview. It then means that we are not our graduates can work in different parts of the world. They develop cultural competence. They learn from the south, they learn from African lecturers, they learn from lecturers from Asia, they learn from lecturers from the UK, and we're just everywhere with this. It's intentional so that our students can go out, graduate, and indeed become world changers. We have different courses. We have optional courses. We also have core courses. And I just quickly want to talk about how we deliver these courses. We deliver our lectures in ways that respect culture. Sustainable development, it's about there is no one definition. It varies across culture. Like I did talk about the indigenous knowledge of knowing things. In the West, maybe it could be about technological development. In the South, it could be about using religion to conserve or to manage the environment. And so what we do is for Introduction to Sustainable Development, for example, which is a course that will teach students how to think critically about the environment or about social or sustainable development problems. Students learn mostly from case studies from around the world. They analyze these case studies and then they compare their outcome and then try to reflect on why their results are different, and then sit down to discuss all of this, co-learn from each other. It's important to state that sometimes the knowledge we develop has a lot to do with our background. It has a lot to do with our socialization, the way we're socialized. It has a lot to do with our worldview. And so when students sit down, they learn from each other, they begin to see these differences in thinking, which is most times context dependent. They learn very well through this process. Also learn to respect each other's culture as well. And so students create their own knowledge, and we have testimonies to this. For our first year Introduction to Sustainable Development, students produced very excellent essays. They owned, it's their original piece of work. It is their thinking. I also want to say that we involve students in our research as well, and students learn how to create knowledge. They learn how to create knowledge. They learn real world skills. Our assessments are those that help students develop critical thinking skills, those that help students carry out research. And just very briefly, I will talk about some of our courses. I've talked about how we deliver them. For our second semester course, People, Power, and Place, this course has been managed by anthropologists. They teach students about the different worldviews and meaning of sustainable development. They teach students about justice, inequality. So students learn all of this and they apply them to other courses like energy waste pollution. They apply that to global, to water, earth systems. So it's not about teaching students a fixed idea. It's about granting students to understand that knowledge can be created and it varies across culture. They have this understanding, they have this background understanding, and they apply it to all the courses that they learn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wamaka. I mentioned already, turning from the courses to some of the employability issues and the future career prospects from this degree. I mentioned already this Financial Times World of Work report, and here's another quote from this report. I think specifically kind of showing the value of a degree in global sustainable development at the current time. I'll quote here, a career path in sustainability is proving to be a resilient choice as regulatory changes force companies to spend more on these roles. The number of green jobs opening up as worldwide has outpaced the number of people who say they have green skills over the past 5 years, according to a report from Columbia University in the state. So sorry, getting ahead of myself there. So here are so some of the sectors where you'll gain these skills are, for example, various levels of government, so local government, national government, and also international governmental organizations such as the UN, the World Bank. All of these kinds of governmental roles are looking for specialists with that holistic understanding, being able to put into dialogue and appreciate the interconnected economic, environmental, and social aspects of sustainability, and these wicked problems that Wamaka was describing. Also, we could say in terms of the private sector, as it says on the quote there, lots of corporations are required increasingly to report, for example, their carbon emissions, to report their impact on their local communities, to monitor their water usage, lots of different sustainability indicators. And that's where graduates like your future selves will be essential. For example, in the EU, just last year, a directive was passed by the European Commission, which opens up 50,000 new corporations to this kind of sustainability reporting, and that means increasing roles which will be available for graduates like yourselves in the years to come. We can also point to the third sector, so non-governmental organizations, humanitarian organizations, activist organizations. Again, these are all sorts of organizations which will require graduates like yourselves with this holistic understanding who can talk across different disciplinary boundaries effectively and work in partnership well with other specialists. On the website, the University of Glasgow's web pages, there are links which go into more depth on some of the career paths, which and there you are, thank you, Amy, which the Global Sustainable Development Programme prepares you for, along with information such as kind of starting salaries and all those sorts of more kind of technical details. So please check that out. I'll also share a QR code at the end of this presentation. In terms of some of the employer-facing opportunities that we give our students so that they can prepare themselves for the world of work, I'd like to highlight a couple of initiatives in particular. So in the third year of the degree, we have a guaranteed work placement. This is we're able to guarantee that placement to all of our students, and that's maybe not something which all universities are able to do. Thanks to our smaller size, it makes it easier for us to manage the relationships that require to be cultivated, so that we can offer those kinds of opportunities to our students. So that our smaller size again helps with managing and creating placement opportunities for our students. So we can definitely guarantee this for you. It's an opportunity for you to explore a career path that you're interested in and potentially passionate about. You want to learn more about it before committing to it potentially. So what we do is we I guess we encourage you to take the initiative, and if there is a particular sector or industry that you want to gain experience of, we encourage you to take the initiative and find an organization either locally or nationally, or potentially back in your home country, because you can also do a placement back in your home country if you don't want to do so in Scotland or in the UK. But yeah, we encourage you to take that initiative and to find an organization to work with. However, we will certainly support you when you're approaching organisations, and will help you to negotiate that placement. Um, in cases where you're not able to find an organization to partner with, we have trusted partners that we have worked with in the past, and we have good working relationships with, and we'll be able to find a placement for you through those contacts. But certainly, we definitely encourage students to follow a career path that they're curious about, and they want to know more about. Um, as part of that placement, it's across 8 weeks in the spring semester. You'll develop a number of professional skills such as communication, team working, project and time management, professional writing. These are skills that we introduce in the second year of the degree through a professional leadership skills course, and then you're able to apply them in the third year of your degree. It involves, you're not just shadowing somebody. It involves a professional job or a project which has been negotiated in advance. Um, and in addition to that placement itself, there are a number of assessments that you'll undertake during and after the placement. So we'll ask you to keep a reflective diary of your experiences during the placement, and that's to record the skills and the insights that you're gaining. And then after the placement, we'll ask you to write up a final report where you will, I guess, explore the relationship between theory as you've learned it on the course and practice as you've experienced it in the workplace, and how those two marry up or don't marry up in terms of your own experiences. So I think a really valuable learning opportunity in that third year. In the fourth year, we have what for me is the most exciting part of the degree, the fourth year honours project. This is an opportunity for you to, I guess, really get your teeth into a topic that you're interested in. It's I guess it's the summation of the degree. It's where you're able to put into practice everything you've learned so far, um, and an opportunity for you to develop a subject specialism. So again, if there's a particular career path or sector or industry that you're interested in, you're able to follow this and develop that subject specialism. And again, you'll be working with an organization, an external organization, an employer, an NGO, either locally or nationally or internationally. So you're able to get in front of employers again, not just in the third year, but also in the fourth year, show them what you can do. And you will be working in partnership with this organization, addressing a real world issue. So it's an issue which is of concern to that organization. They want to gain more data, they want to gain more information about that information. It's of strategic importance to them. So they'll get a piece of work done for them by you, which meets that strategic need that they have. But on the flip side, you as a student will gain a whole range of graduate skills, for example, in project management, in various research techniques, research methods. Time management will be critical. Being able to communicate with different audiences, so communicating with scientific audiences, communicating with non-specialist audiences, presenting your findings to your research partner, to their stakeholders. You have to communicate in different ways to make those messages resonate, so that people take the more sustainable action. You'll also develop negotiation skills, being able to negotiate this project with your partner. So I think it's a really excellent opportunity. We've got a very similar course in one of the other degrees in this school, and it works brilliantly. It's the highlight of the degree for those students. I should add that some students produce work of such exceptional quality that it's actually good enough to be published in academic journals. So one of the assessments of this fourth year course is writing up the research project, writing up the data that you've collected in the form of an academic journal article. And some students produce such excellent work that these articles get published. So that's really something quite rare, I would say, from an undergraduate degree, to be able to say that you have an academic academic publication on your CV. So that's really something that shows how far you can go with this program and how you can stand out from the crowd with this global sustainable development degree. Okay, coming to the end of the presentation. So just as I mentioned, here's that QR code for our to explore various careers and employability options through the degree. And again, there's that web the web address there. Just to recap how you, as I say, how you can stand out from the crowd with this degree. The University of Glasgow is a world leader in sustainability. As I mentioned at the start, we're in the top 20 worldwide for our research, teaching and practice in sustainability, according to the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. The degree allows you to demonstrate a holistic understanding so that you're able in the future to work across disciplines, to work across sectors, and I think also to work across international borders. You'll gain some really important and in-demand skills, which are required by employers increasingly in corporate responsibility, which is now known as environmental, social and governance, in project management, in impact assessment, in communications and behavior change techniques and so on. We guarantee work placements and other employer-facing opportunities through that fourth-year research project. And as I mentioned at the end there, how about having an academic publication on your CV coming out of an undergraduate degree? That would be something absolutely fantastic to aim for, and I hope that prospect inspires you. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you both so much, Nilmaka, Alistair. Thank you. What a fantastic presentation. So much information there. It's so helpful. And we had loads of questions sent in ahead of time. I'm really hoping we've answered as many as possible with that information there. So thank you both so much. Now, don't go too far because we've got more questions to answer. But for now, I'm going to invite Yayan to join us here. Yayan, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're a current student on this program.
Yes.
It's great to be able to get that kind of student insight and hear what it's really like, studying here at this school and in Dumfries. We've got some fantastic questions that have been sent in, and I want to get to them really quickly. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about you and what you're doing here at the University of Glasgow, and then we'll dive straight into our first question. And that is here: why do you think this subject is important? What are your motivations for doing this program? An amazing question sent in. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a huge question, and that's something definitely to think about. But I'll let you take it away, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. So as Amy said, I'm just coming to the end of my first year on the Global Sustainable Development Program. One more assignment, and then just a couple of small exams. And just a bit about me. My name's Yayan. I have a British passport, but I actually grew up abroad in Thailand, attending an American international school. And I think that's part of why I have a desire to engage with global challenges. Why do I think this subject is important? Well, that's a huge question.
Yeah.
Sustainability, I feel, is at the core almost of so much that's going on with the world, with our societies. It's not just the triple planetary crisis of climate change, chemical pollution and biodiversity loss, but it's global inequality. It even touches on things like peace and justice, health and well-being. As Alistair was talking about, the interconnectedness of all these challenges, social, environmental, economic, the need to have a holistic understanding and appreciation of how there are trade-offs, how there are co-benefits. Doing something in one area, it has consequences, potentially good, potentially bad, for these other areas. And in wanting to try and improve our societies, improve the world, even to aspire on such a big level, I feel like sustainability is just at the heart of it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and a fantastic answer to a really difficult question there. So Thank you so much. We have lots more questions here as well. I'm going to invite Nomaka and Alistair to join us back again because we have so many to get through, and I'm sure you all want to share what you have to say. Now, we got this question sent in: will there be any opportunities to do a work placement or internships? I feel we have answered this, I think, in the presentation. Absolutely yes is the answer here. But I wondered, I mean, especially Ryan, from your perspective, I believe you've had an opportunity already to do an internship of sorts, you know, with the University of Glasgow. I wondered if you could talk about that a little bit, and Alistair and Nomaka, I'll let you come in as well afterwards.
Yeah, so obviously I haven't got to the stage in the degree yet where I go on the formal placement in the third year, but I have actually, with the University of Glasgow's short-term mobility team, who are constantly cultivating opportunities for our students, for students like me. I was able to go on a remote internship while I was taking my second semester classes with an organization that works with NGOs and partners in Fiji to do research projects, create websites, things like that for organizations who can use extra help there. And that was actually, I found out about it because Alistair emailed me and said to all the people on our course, look, here's this great opportunity that's been set up. And there are a number of things like that that are available through the University of Glasgow exclusively for our students, for us to go on. And that includes things for, we have quite long summers. There are summer internships prepared and set up by the university that are exclusively available to University of Glasgow students. So there's a lot of scope for opportunities outside of the classroom learning.
No, for sure. That sounds amazing. And I mean, Alistair and Nomaka, we've talked about how important these internships and these work placements are for our students. I'm going to flip it a little bit of a question and ask, from your perspective, like what do the university get out of it? If we have these students in our classrooms who have been able to get these work experiences, what does that bring to then the learning environment from your perspective?
Sure. I can go first. I mean, one thing I would maybe say just straight off the bat is, I think just given the university's reputation in terms of sustainability, we do get these invitations from partners in different kinds of organizations for our students to contribute to in terms of internships and research projects and so on. But in terms of what we as educators get from that, I think it's just that richness of experience, really. It's all very well for us as lecturers and professors to talk about our experiences doing research and our experiences in the field, but if our students have those kinds of experiences as well, then that's even better, because you just get such a well-rounded discussion. So that for me is the benefit. I don't know, Wamaka, if you've got other things to say there.
Yeah, Sustainable Development Goal 17 talks about partnership. Mm-hmm. Partnership to co-learn, partnership to conquer ideological differences across culture. Now, we're training our students to be world leaders. Okay, and so for me, having this sort of internship and a student, I'm also the student mobility officer for Dumfries. So we've got partnership with different EU universities, and I'm also at the forefront of advocating for more partnership with universities in the global south. The idea is that our students can either take on virtual mobility, remotely, or actually travel to those places. So like I did say, Sustainable Development Goal 17 is about co-learning, is about partnership. It will enrich, their experience of sustainability because they learn across culture, they learn from each other. What's happening in India? Why is it that there's more conservation of marine environment in India, for example? Oh, it's about culture. It's about their religion. It's about how they don't the waters or the marine environment. It's not just commodified. But why is it different in Africa? Why is it different? And so our students need all of these ideas to come up with their own knowledge. They need to build or forge relationships as well. So that's the partnership. We need to work in a globalized world. We have to figure out how to work together to solve these very wicked problems. So yeah, I am pushing and I'm advocating, and I send out emails all the time to colleagues. There are opportunities to students as well.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to hear. Thank you all so much for your answers there. I mean, it's great to hear as well, yeah, and that's your experience of, you know, that relationship building with your lecturers is that's how you're getting internships. You know, they're literally emailing you with opportunities. That's really exciting. So I'm sure our future students will be really happy to hear that's how it kind of works. So that's fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing. We have another question. This one feels mean asking you this when you've got two of your professors on the call here on the web here, but what has been your favorite course? Can you pick one? I don't know.
Well, so I think I can say really awesome things from all of them. Like my energy waste and pollution lecture, chatting with Dr. Michelle Bloor about setting up the new intergovernmental panel for the third planetary crisis on chemical pollution. In one of my electives from the environmental science program, I wasn't sure quite what it was going to be like, but I stumbled into using mapping software to do spatial analysis and realized like this is really cool and really important for social science as well. But I think kind of my favorite two courses, one from the first semester and the second, are unsurprisingly maybe the ones that are really core to their core courses. Introduction to Sustainable Development first semester with Dr. Nwamaka, and People, Power and Place in the second semester, which perhaps has maybe been the one that has opened me up to the most like really, really new ideas. I'd never really read anything about anthropology. I mean, that's sort of it's about anthropological and political theories and case studies as they relate to sustainability, and the number of cool new ideas I've come across in that has been really exciting. And then as another one, I mean, I've really enjoyed just learning Spanish as an elective because learning languages is fun. And yeah.
That is really cool. And it sounds like you've got an amazing mix of core courses and electives there. Alistair Nwamaka, did he pass? Is that that good answer from your perspective?
I think that's a pass, yes.
No, thank you so much. That's really great to hear. That's been your experience, and I know I'm so excited for your next year. All these new courses again that you're gonna face in semester one. I'm so excited for you to explore all these and tell us all about it. So thank you so much. That's really great to hear. And I think we have time for maybe just one more question. And this one here is, can I visit the campus before I start my program in September? I mean, the answer is a resounding yes. Of course you can. We are open all the time. You're more than welcome. If you want to come and join us for a campus tour, or you want to come and make a private tour, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. It's totally fine. We have amazing students here, like Yayan, who you can meet while you're here and find out more about your program, find out more about life here in Dumfries a little bit as well, what student life is really like. And of course, if people like Alistair and Nwamaka are available on campus, then of course we say hi and you can ask them any questions around about it. Also, we also have various events that we put on throughout the year. If you want to go and find out any more about this, you can head over to our website, glasgow.ac.uk/Dumfries. You can book a campus tour. You can find out more about how to find directions to the campus, how you can visit us and stay with us for a little while. And I do want to give just a shout out to an amazing opportunity that we have coming up in May. We have our summer residential from the 14th to the 16th of May this year. We are really excited about this. We run this on an annual basis, and it is available for all undergraduates with an offer. So you don't have to accept your offer. You could still be in that kind of consideration phase. But if you have an offer, you're an undergraduate applicant, offer holder, you're more than welcome to come and join us on our summer residential. It's 3 days. We pay for your accommodation, your meals, your food and everything. All you need to worry about is your travel to and from Dumfries on the first day and the last day. Other than that, all your costs are covered. We do amazingly fun things. We do taster like lectures and experiences. We go on field trips. You get to see the campus. We do social activities. We have dinner in the town. We have a barbecue on campus. All these sorts of things just to get you really understanding what student life can be like at the University of Glasgow, what it's really like here at the Dumfries campus. You can meet your future classmates, which I think is really important, you know, if you want to make sure you're feeling comfortable and confident about coming to campus in September. Come and meet your future classmates, come and meet our lecturers, our amazing staff, and our students as well. Just start to settle in a little bit into campus life. So if you want any more information about that, you can go online to glasgow.ac.uk/schools/SES/residential. All the information is there. There's also a contact email, so if you have any questions about it, please just reach out. It's totally fine. We have students here now in their first year who did the summer residential last year who are available to talk to as well. They made me promise to tell everyone about how much fun it was and that they really want to see more people joining our summer residential this year again. So please do check it out if you'd like to know more. I think that's potentially all we have time for today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Nomaka, Alistair, Yayan, it's been a genuine joy to speak to you today about this amazing programme. If anyone has any questions, they can head online, they can email us, they can find out lots more information. But in closing, I mean, Alistair, Nomaka, Yayan, is there anything you'd like to share? You know, a bit of advice for future students who are looking at this programme, anything that you could tell them? And I'm going to go, Yayan, I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to come to you first.
I mean, the one thing I didn't really get a chance to say yet, which I'm talking to my family about this, is just how I get to like chat with the lecturers about things because of the smaller classes. Like one of my lecturers in the anthropology course not that long ago, like presented before Parliament as an expert witness, talking with my lecturers like Nwamaka about her own research, reading their journal papers. I'm doing a project on peatlands and there's an expert in the school on peatlands. And so like I can email them for help, and just the sense of community within the school, knowing your classmates and the lecturers, that helps with this building a sense of community. And that goes hand in hand with the smaller size of Dumfries, which for me had an appeal in terms of not being too overwhelming. I think those things sort of link together, the community of the school and also the slightly smaller location. It allows you to settle in, I think, in a way that some people, like myself, would find more difficult in a really big city. So, yeah.
No, that's wonderful. Yeah, and thank you so much. Alistair, Nomaka, we've got a couple of minutes left. Anything you'd like to share before we say goodbye today?
Wamaka, over to you. Or?
Yeah, and I just want to add that we've got lots of experts in our, in this field, and then most of us consult for the UN and for different international organizations. I've worked in the industry. I put in so much energy, and it's my desire to see our students rule the world. I'm very, very proud of you, Yayan, and I'm also very proud of our students. And so we'll continue to work hard to make sure that we bring in very relevant ideas that will support our student.
Fantastic, thank you.
And just from my side, I'm conscious that you're at that offer holding stage, and everyone's kind of in that process of making their minds up, which university to go to. I would just not trying to plug the University of Glasgow. I would say just genuinely just do your research and ask as many questions as you can. If you have that opportunity to speak to your lecturers, to the faculty, and wherever you're applying, take that opportunity. Certainly, we are more than happy to field any questions that you have at the University of Glasgow. But I would just do your research and find out as much as you can before making that decision. But we are certainly here to provide any information that you need.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. That's all we have time for today. If you have any more questions, please pop them in the comments below. We'll still be around for a little while longer and we'll be able to answer your questions in the comments. But for now, we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to see you on campus very shortly. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.